I know I wanted to fight Jermell, but if he lose to Canelo, I wouldn't. I always said, man, that's a big step. That's a big step. But for a person to go up 3 weight classes from 147 to 168 and to win, and become undisputed, wow.
Terrence Crawford seems to be licking his chops on his next conquest because, as you know, beating Errol Spence doesn't stop there. Terrence Crawford still has a lot more on his plate. Now, I wanted to see a Terrence Crawford versus Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo seems to be fighting Canelo. Now, what kind of shape Charlo would be in after fighting Canelo? Win, lose, or draw? Will he come back down? No, to be honest with you, I think Charlo would try to avoid Terrence Crawford at all costs. But Terrence Crawford doesn't mind following any of these guys, whether it's Errol Spence or Charlo up there. So that is a good thing. And we also have to think in the terms of Terrence Crawford is what, I believe 36, 37 right now. At this point, he is at the 4th quarter of his career. He needs to start peaking. And the only thing he needs to be thinking about at this point is the big fights. That's why when you mention people like Boots and stuff like that, it doesn't make no sense for somebody like him who's put in that much work to take a step back like that, especially in this position where he needs to be pursuing and try to get as much money out of his career as he possibly can. And this is his golden moment right now. This is the moment where all eyes are on him. Everybody wants to see his next move. His next fight is going to be highly viewed. Everybody is in awe of Terrence Crawford. So at this point, you know, he gotta take the golden ring and he has to run with it. So fights like Canelo and stuff like that, you're gonna hear stuff like that because, you know, that's the only other big money guy in boxing. You know, anything else less for Terrence Crawford is uncivilized at this point in his career. Everything he needs to do from this point out needs to be dramatic. You know, every fight he has from here on out needs to be like a Canelo fight, but the ones that mean something, you know. Of course, he can get the ones where, you know, you get the money fight. Those are still challenging because of what weight classes he come from, but, you know, I wouldn't mind it because I want to see him get paid and I want to see him get appreciated and I want to see him get his just dues in boxing. But as far as Terrence Crawford versus Canelo, I'm not interested none the least. I'm not interested in Charlo versus Canelo. Like, I'm not interested in that none the least. But, you know, there's some people that are, and it's entertainment, and those are like casual matchups and stuff like that. So we're a casual driven sport. So there it is. So I'm all for Terrence Crawford doing what he either has to do, take whatever fights or, you know what I'm saying, spectacle fights or whatever he has to do, you know, to basically wrap up the end of his career. Because as of right now, he can stop right now and this guy is good. So everything we get right now is extra. And I think we need to be appreciating that and, you know, backing whatever it is he wants to do next in boxing. Because, man, when he hang him up, to see a guy quite like this, you might get it in Shakur. But, you know, it's going to be a while, you know. That's why I appreciate somebody like Terrence Crawford that came in the boxing game. You know, in my time, in my era, I'm glad to see somebody like him. Hell, I'm glad we at least got one that I could put on like that. The rest of you guys is good, but, you know, that special thing, that special niche, that special spark, that's Crawford right there. It ain't too many people you get that to. Anyways, that's my thoughts on this. Like, comment, subscribe, and